How you doing? I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Today I wanted to talk about why alcohol sucks for sex. Bit of a tongue-in-cheek one today. The most obvious one from my perspective, anyway, from a male perspective, is limp dick syndrome. Right? Now, alcohol causes this to happen at the most inconvenient times, right? So that's one reason why you shouldn't drink alcohol if you want to have a good sex life. And there's reasons for this, right? First of all, this is all about blood flow. So dehydration caused by alcohol drinking reduces the volume of your blood, which reduces the flow of your blood. Alcohol also constricts your blood vessels, which, further does the damage. Alcohol is a depressive on your whole nervous system. Now think about everything that goes on during sex, right? From a purely biological viewpoint, I'm not talking about from a physical viewpoint, but everything that goes on below the surface, right? Everything that has to happen in order for sex to take place. I mean, what is the motivation behind sex in the first place? Is to procreate, right? To have kids and to transfer sperm and fertilize the egg. So all of this is very complicated processes involving, living things, that are transferred between two people, right? And everything has to be working properly, and everything has to be working to tip-top condition in order for these things to go, to move. You often hear people talking about the aphrodisiac quality of alcohol, and that's just an old wives' tale. It's more expectancy than anything else. We expect something to happen, and so it happens. And then there's beer goggles, which is where both partners view each other as more attractive when the alcohol is in the equation. The effect, I think, lasts a lot longer in men than it does in women. I think women come to their senses a lot quicker than men do. The effect, sort of this mesmerising effect, always lasts a bit longer on the male of the species. For whatever reason, I think we want it to last a bit longer. Another point is that alcohol has a very direct and debilitating effect on the prefrontal cortex, which is the part where you think about things, right? Where you make decisions, where you make choices. I think it's the part where your inhibitions are either are lowered when you're drinking alcohol. Your decision-making processes are debilitated by drinking alcohol. So, people tend to make stupid choices when they're drunk. And when it comes to sex, these choices can be life-changing. Think about unwanted pregnancies from people who've drank alcohol, didn't want to have sex, but had sex, and there you go. Think about diseases that are transmitted from people who have drank alcohol and had sex with partners that they didn't want to have sex with and caught something. Think about just people who've had sex with partners that they didn't want to have had sex with, and they've basically caused themselves a lot of friction in their own lives because they're already with somebody. And my final point is that sex is something which brings two people together. It's what way do you want to look at sex? Is a quick bang, thank you, ma'am, sort of thing, or do you want to look at it like as something which builds a relationship? I've talked about this before when I'm talking about socializing and stuff, and that when you drink alcohol, you take any drug, you're essentially isolating yourself to a certain degree by what you're doing, because only you can feel the drunkenness, right? Only you can feel. So, how is that affecting anyone's sex life? And some people will say, well, I need alcohol in order to feel comfortable enough to have sex. Well, you have to learn some other way of doing it. There's a lot of different ways of feeling comfortable in your own skin without toxifying yourself, poisoning your body. As I say, these things might work in the short term, give you sort of short-term gratification, but the accumulation of the damage that this type of thinking causes cause you a lot of problems in the future. So there's just a sort of a tongue-in-cheek look at the way alcohol sucks for sex from baldy man walking in the mountains in Guatemala. For what it's worth. Take care of yourself. I'm Kevin O'Hara for alcoholmastery.com. Stay safe, keep the alcohol out of your mouth, and until next time, onwards and upwards. Take care. Bye.